Hello, good afternoon, good morning, or good night, as it suits you better. I'm here today to bring the information about the clinic, the sixth workshop. The idea that the foundations of scientific knowledge as a service instrument could be possible. It is what I bring you here today. This webinar, as all the other webinars that I'm doing for presentation of the 12 shops, is to bring you what is the basis of each of these shops. And today I'm bringing a theme area that is related with this house, or if you prefer, with this shop, with this uh, area of life, that it is the clinic and all the related areas that work with relation based on work, on the basic tool that we use in this shop is work, and how you work as team, how you work as a person, and how to develop productive work. So work is the basic word, the essence of this shop. And when we talk about work, we talk about intelligent work. If you want to describe what it is better in the clinic, what is the most important thing is the ability to serve others and to be present all the time in order to solve the issues that work brings. Everyone that has a profession knows that the most difficult thing to do is to be at the same time proactive but specific to solve exactly what is happening in that moment that you must have that decision. So decision making, and at the same time being productive, being assertive, is the essential of working properly and effectively. So this resides on scientific knowledge, on being a profound knower of what you are doing. And if you can describe the minds behind the mentality you must have, the mindset you must have in order to perform a good role in the clinic, to be a good clinic, to be a good doctor, to be a good nurse, to be a good performer in this stage of life, you must be like a watchmaker. You must know every part that is involved in the process of doing what you are doing, what you are delivering, what you are serving to others. So these need to be very precise, these minutes in the way you work, this this detail eye to what you are doing is absolutely essential in order to achieve a proper service to others. Okay, and this is the basis of this shop. So let's get on with it. Okay, so workshop concept. In here, we are going to talk a bit about what is the workshops and what is the objective with these different areas. Also, understand that I'm developing the programs as I'm doing the webinar presentations. And of course, this depends also on the public having some interest in what I'm doing. And at the same time, this will be, I hope, online course with a bunch or group of techniques that will help you not only being or professional about it. And this is one dimension of the shops, which has to do with using this mindset to improve your skills, your specific skills. I'm not going to do lectures on each of these areas. I'm just trying to bring you coaching tools that will help you improve on those areas. This from a professional perspective. From a personal perspective, and this has to do with personal coaching, I would say that these techniques can change chapters of your life, the way you relate with your body, your resources, your communication, your feelings and emotions, how you relate as your projected image towards others in a context of being yourself and being creative, or the way you work towards others, you serve them, as in this shop, the clinic, or the way you can improve your communication as a couple, or the way you can understand the feelings and sexuality of your partner, or the way, now we are speaking about the social shops, the way you develop a thesis in a university, the way you act politically. And this is not only in a parliament or in a quarry, it can be also be in your life when you have to take a stand and organize a party, for instance, you need to be in charge of. So the parliament will help you with that, the techniques of that house. Also, when you are developing interests in the community, individual and collective interests, you are in the guild. And finally, and in the guild you can learn techniques to develop that. Also in the program of the temple, you can keen with your spirituality and develop a new way to relate with your in-out energy, with your inconscient and subconscious energy. So this idea of in-out energy, of being fully aware of your spirituality, it will lead you to higher dimensions of integration. And this you will learn in the temple workshops. Okay, so these workshops from these 12 different areas are important to work on yourself and work also in your profession, in what you have chosen as a path, as a mission of life. So this clinic can be a mission of life, as in the clinic, as in the hospital, as in all areas that are related with a process of interpretation and detail in what you are doing, of very precise work. So it's not only the clinic, the hospital, it can be any profession in which you have the need to be precise, as a watcher maker, as for instance, as an accountant, as in if you want, also if you look for professions in other areas, you can see any kind of work that you need to be very keen of what you are doing. You are in the clinic energy, okay? Also in your life, if you need to study an issue, something you must do in order to achieve some kind of goal, you must use this process of almost decryptating the reality in order to understand the simple processes to emerge in a complexity. Okay, so complexity studies, all of that is embodied in the clinic values. Okay, so workshop concept. I bring you here a prayer from Saint Ignatius Loyola, which is about knowing that everything you do is being on service, and service is basic work towards others. So when you work, when you apply, when you do it in a very decent way, in a very truthful way, you are serving others. When you do something and you don't do it for yourself, you do it for something higher, you are serving others. And so everything is service from this perspective of the workshop the sixth workshop, okay, the clinic. So let's advance. This is a cycle which has begun with the gym, bank, redaction, kindergarten stage, and now the clinic, and it will follow on till the temple. The idea of a zodiac matrix, a meta model that we will use here as the basis of language, and these 12 distinct programs presented here, 12 successive webinars to present coaching courses which are associated with them. The sixth workshop is the energy of Mercury, messenger of gods and communication and service, working on intellect, listening to it through an active process, and working in the clinic, in foods, rest, and sculpt yourself. These processes, the way you eat, the way you rest, the way you use your time, it's essential for being on the service of others. And you may say, but that is the contradiction. If you are working for yourself, you are not working for the others. That's not really true. When you are working for yourself, you are getting your own health well. And if you are healthier, you will be better prepared to serve the others. So when you work to protect yourself, you work to be more healthy, and simultaneously to be more open to serve the others. Because if you are not physically and mentally healthy, you can take care of others, you can serve properly. You can't do it. You can't serve properly. You can't add value to your work. You can't achieve your objectives in an effective way. So firstly, you need to get self-esteem. You need to work out on yourself. You need to protect yourself in order to serve the others. Only when you do that, you are in full control of your life. If you don't control your time, if you don't control your own agenda, you will not ever serve the others, because you will be blocked with your own problems, because you are not trying to do what is best for you. You are not doing your best to yourself, so you will not do your best for the others. So you must first take care of yourself in order to take care of others. And that is also very important. So your armor is your wealth and is maintenance in order to serve the others, okay? And this is very important, this equilibrium in physical and mental health. So Hospital de Santa Maria, okay, and knowing the mission. Actively listen to the body, understand weaknesses, strengths, challenges, opportunities where they can be found. Suggestion, mentalization, repeated exercises when waking up, going to bed, reprogram internal language, modeling and recognizing characteristics in excellent athletes and also in excellent entrepreneurs, and anyone that has a good performance can be copied, or at least modeled. Because when you are modeling someone, when you are trying to bring to your life some good ways of acting that you see in others, you are doing something that is very important, not only in a stage, not only in a gym, not only in a bank, not only in other areas, but also here in the clinic. But you must see that when you are working on this particular job, you are much more preoccupied, or you are much more concerned, worried about the way, the process of working than in the result, because the processes, the way you prepare yourself at the same time you are doing it, it reflects the way you respect and serve the other. So respecting and serving the other is what brings you joy, and at the same time gratitude for serving. Gratitude for serving is the most important thing, okay? So embracing difficulties, have a non-violent internal dialogue, division of your work into small steps, self-care and gratitude, creation of social panorama. This is very important as a basis. So knowing the mission, new type of behavior based on this idea of mission and competence, 21 days of repeating impulse control patterns, and this could and should be repeated for 3 times. So 20 days, 21 days, 21 days, and 21 days. This will be the best way of getting into your correct shape in what concerns this idea of improving your ways of service. Self-respect to create discipline, development of diagnostic capacity, and this is knowing the mission. So permanent active listening through oscillation, diagnosis, and readiness. So this idea of being attentive and at the same time adaptive, it is a way of assertiveness towards the object of what you are doing, and that is also to do with making permanent and constant diagnosis and being ready, okay, being in the feeling of readiness. I brought a movie here, as I'm doing in every shop, and this one is The Fault Is in Our Stars, and this is the story of two young of a young couple, a young man and a young lady, or two young lady and man. They both have cancer, so it is a struggle against a disease, and also it is about courage and understanding, mutual understanding, and this is about their first meeting. In this first meeting, one of the characters, which is Gaz, and this is the story of these two characters, which are Hazel Grace and Gaz, and basically they both have cancer. In the beginning of the movie, we have the impression that Hazel Grace is seriously ill and probably will die. But by the end of the movie, we understand that Gaz was illier. It was more ill than Hazel Grace. So what it happens through the movie is a synergy between both of them, and it is sad that truly we don't understand that many times when we are in life, we don't have the control over time, over what can happen to us, but we can always control the way we respond to what is happening, and that's exactly what they did with the time they had. Unfortunately, Gus dies, and Hazel has to learn these cruel lessons. At the same time, it is important to reflect on this idea that we can be in the brink of destruction and still say no. And in this particular scene, when they met, there is a moment where Gus takes a cigarette, which was totally forbidden for someone who had cancer, but it was not to light it up. It wasn't not to lighten the cigarette. It was basically to show that we can have the cigarette and not use it, not lighten it. Oh, okay, so what is the meaning of the metaphor that Gus uses? We can be in the brink of destruction, but still say no and have the readiness, the diagnosis, and the oscillation enough to be in the brink of it, live our life, but at the same time maintain the course and serve ourselves and serve the others. Because in order to save and to serve Hazel Grace, he needed to be alive and he needed to have purpose. Okay, so having an objective, having purpose, okay, having something to achieve is essential. So this is the basis of this shop. It's not only about work and techniques of working faster and better. It's essentially about having purpose, having objective. Because when you have purpose, when you know what to achieve and when to achieve, the way you work yourself and the way you use time, it will be conducted to that objective, and it will be restrained to what it is essential and needed for doing the task. And this is very present as a psychological or mentally characteristic of this shop. So the mindset is doing what you have to do in the time that is reserved to you, the better you can. Okay, so let's see a bit of this movie, if we can.
I thought we were in a church basement, but apparently we were literally in the heart of Jesus.
Oh yeah.
What's your name?
Hazel.
No, what's your full name?
Hazel Grace Lancaster. What?
I didn't say anything
Why are you looking at me like that?
because you're beautiful.
Oh my god.
I enjoy looking at beautiful people. See, I decided a while back not to deny myself the simpler pleasures of existence, particularly as you so astutely pointed out, we're all going to die pretty soon.
Okay, well, that's great, but I am not beautiful.
Hi, Lisa. I like it when you say it.
I like it when you say it.
Okay. Always.
Always. Just always.
Always is like the thing, like they'll always love each other and whatnot.
Always.
They probably texted always to each other like 14 million times this year.
Gotta be hurting your boob.
Let's go watch a movie.
What?
Hmm?
Huh? I
So you will see the slides because I will put them in the sites in the part of the texts and also in the area of the PowerPoint, so you can check it out. Okay, so clinic values: observation, diagnosis, readiness, labor, and service responsibility. So, observation: ability to feel and respect each person's identity, make a correct assessment of the patient's symptoms and reactions. One of the main and essential steps that you must take when you are working on this energy and on these mindsets and values of the clinic is to respect the other and know it. Know the other person, ask her name, know her name. When you are in an hospital or in a clinic, it is very important to know your name and when you were born, because if you are doing a treatment, the treatment is labeled with your name and with your age. And so this almost, I would say, like a repetition every time that you enter the clinic or the hospital to do a treatment. You are always every day confronted with that moment where they ask you always the same questions. So it's like I would say a prayer, something you repeat every day. Okay, so it's like a constant moment that you experience when you are in a clinic, that you are asked over and over again for the identification. And that is interesting because it has to do with this need to feel the identity and respect for the others and for the patient. So even when you are patients, you don't feel that you are a number. You feel like you are unique. And this is to do with you are seeing the image of other. When you are in the position of a clinic, of a nurse, of a doctor, of someone with the values of the clinic, you always look towards what you see, what is apparent. You try, or what you look, you see the other person, okay? So you go towards looking, you go and see the other person, you experience what she is experiencing, and you get in touch with it. And this is the basis of empathy. So this observation is at the same time a patient and empathic observation. So you are observing the other person with patience, patience, and at the same time with empathy. And when you do this, you transform the reality of the other person, the patient in this case. So observation and attentive observation, feeling and giving respect, diagnosis, ability to perceive and adapt the response and treatment to the situation. So first you make what in mediation we call getting to the status, the state of empathy, okay? This is also this has a name, okay? A technical name when we talk about neurolinguistic science, that is important to create this state of being with the other person. So it is called the rapport. Is a French expression, rapport. So this rapport, which is creating the space with the other person, precedes the diagnosis, the ability to perceive and adapt the response and the treatment to the situation. So one thing is not cut from the other, okay? So you must be at the same time in the position of rapport, the position of creating the state, and at the same time doing the diagnosis. By the way, this mindset that I'm telling you about, as these values, they all happen at the same time. You must maintain observation as you do diagnosis, as you react in readiness, and as you deliver work and service responsibility. And these four values of mindset, they must work together at the same time. At the same time you are doing the rapport and the observation, you are doing the diagnosis, which means that you are preparing to do the readiness of assertiveness acting, okay? So those are all at the same time steps, okay? These steps are different, but they are simultaneous, okay? This idea of simultaneous acting. And the readiness develops spiritual agility that allows you to anticipate and adapt the intervention by developing the body's reaction. Sometimes we, when we are in an hospital or in a clinic, the professional that is solving the situation or trying to implement some kind of treatment is confronted, faces many times challenges, and those kinds of challenges oblige him to react in a proper way and in a very short time. And this can only happen if he works a lot these small steps, and if he knows profoundly what he's doing. And it means that for having good diagnosis, you must study and work a lot on your basis in order to be ready. Finally, you have the work and service responsibility. Place service to others as our most important objective in carrying out your mission or our mission, as we are in this mindset of the clinic values, okay? So find the fundamentals, the server code, note, okay, diagnosis, make ready or be ready, readiness, and work hard and serve an ethical work that is based on continuously improve your own ability to serve. And this is important. You are always learning, you are always adapting, and you need to be humble to do that, okay? So ability to observe and hide in an adaptive way, never stop analyzing, adapt the pace of work to the challenge, develop internal stability, permanently value internal and external obstacles with an intelligence in movement, readiness of spirit survive threats, external and internal, through increasing awareness of spiritual and intellectual responsibility. That is development of criteria in choosing and adapting and understanding the mechanism to desired final results. So this idea of mechanisms, of small steps, of small process, of simple process that makes a complexity, that is the core of the values of the clinic, okay? And this is the fundamental. So clinic values, this is a scene of the faulties in our stars when they get closer as friends and when they share their situation. So shield the mind for service to others, develop mindset of gratitude, self-care, knowing yourself and your patients. Taking care of yourself is to take care of others, knowing how to position yourself, saying no to what is vain, overcome the fear of death, create collaboration environment, create the correct mental map of hope and redemption, knowing how to triumph over death. So the nurse code or the server code, observation or note, diagnosis, readiness, and work. So those are the clinic values and those are the fundamentals.
Well, we got to do something about this friggin' swing set.
Okay. Swing set needs
Desperately lonely, swing set needs loving home.
Vaguely pedophilic swing set. Seeks the butts of children. No.
No.
I like it.
That's why.
Huh.
In case you're wondering, that's why I like you, Hazel Grace. You're just so busy being you, you have no idea how utterly unprecedented you are.
Okay, so let's get into your challenge, know your challenge. So understand the biology that sustains lives of other human beings, self-knowledge, knowledge of death and adversaries. The adversary is the illness, knowledge of spiritual fields, knowledge of conditions of matter and soul, knowledge of physical and psychological conditions, principles of charity and faith, intuition and agility to adapt to loss, mentalization of the spirit towards excellence and victory over oneself. This idea of being on the service of others and don't be selfish, being altruistic, knowing principles as charity and faith, believe that you are not alone, but you don't depend only on yourself, but also in something that is higher, and knowing that when you are serving, you are from a biology point, you are from your physical and mental condition, but also you are from a spiritual and emotional one. And that all of these are combined energies in order to surpass your own limitations, your own doubts, your own assumptions about reality, okay? And only when you take the leap of faith of testing your own incapability of being open and ready to the world, you can really become humble, because when you put aside your selfishness, your agenda, private agenda, you begin to understand that what you are doing is not only for you, it's for others, and it has a higher purpose. And when you do that, the purpose gain another dimension, and you know that you need to do that. You need to improve your own abilities in order to deliver a better response to problems that are not only yours, are from all of others. So in order to do that, you need to be balanced, both physically and mentally, to serve others in an effective way, in an efficient one. And to achieve this excellence is by principles of charity and faith. And this is the first shop where you begin to see the notion of service as a notion of service which is conducted or which is lean by something higher, something that is not depending on your own ability, but it has to do with accepting what is happening. Because most of the time when we are facing diseases like the cancer or diabetes, we don't really have the full control, or we don't have control at all about what is going to happen. We just have control about ourselves and the way we react to it. And this difference between controlling yourself and controlling what is outside yourself begin to give you the perspective that you are not alone. As you make this path from your body to your spirituality, from the first to the last of the shops, you are beginning to develop tools in order to have a better perception that it's not only about you. And in the end of the day, it's not at all about you. And if you understand that it is about you when you are talking about your body, your resources, your communication, your feelings and your emotions, even when you do this path through these for these 4 shops, you are leaving the control of your body to something that is outside yourself. And in this shop, which is the basis of the service, and which is the 6th shop, is in the middle of the path you are doing on transformation of your own energy and mindsets. You begin to understand that it's not about you, it's about something else, something higher. And what happens not in all of your control. What you can control is the process, is the way you understand reality as you scalpelize this reality in small pieces that you can use to make this marvelous mechanism that it is life. And when you understand these, and you understand it clearly in this shop, you understand that it's not important the final result. The important thing is the result that you achieve in each one of these small steps. So this self-knowledge is also a knowledge of reality, and it is based on charity and faith. Because when you are doing something for charity, or when you believe that something is going to happen and it not depend on you, you don't know if you are going to receive. But surely is when you do that you'll receive, because those are laws of the universe, and you begin to work with laws of universe in this shop. Okay, so you are changing from shops that are concerned with yourself, with your body, with your existence, with your resources, feelings, communication, way you present, to others, to other reality, to the world. And I would say to God, because I'm a believer. But if I was not a believer, I would say to energies that operate in the world, in which we are just a small inch. We are just there, but we are not really important in the mechanism, in the holiness of it. Okay, so this is important, this mentalization towards excellence and victory over egoic and over oneself energy. Okay, active listening to knowledge of others through a model of spiritual transformation, master of Sun Tzu principles to define moment to raise conscience to nirvana, what I was talking about earlier, develop spiritual intelligence through knowledge of reaction, direction, physical impulses, growth through constant adaptation of the spirit through emotion. Okay, so the top server program, service development techniques, tomato technique, which has to do with control of time, merit routine, courage routine, Gratitude changes your brain. This is important for faith and to charity. How to focus, how to free yourself from things. Learn anything from a person. Be attentive to and be in note and diagnosis. Don't do too many tests at the same time. Don't make yourself fall into distractions. Stop cramming. Cramming has to do with pilage of tasks without doing any one of them. Stop acrasia, which is delaying tasks. Get started with active recall. Start with forced contemplation, sense of smell, listen to music, join division of studies, which is also an important technique. Proposal for learning, ask yourself questions, add fun to study. Fun is very important. We saw it earlier on that clip of the film, The Fault is in Our Stars. Optimize external foods, what you eat. Focus on achievement, pineapple tomato juice technique, put brakes on shoulder, activate retrieval, explain the appeal process, working from home, relationship with others. This working from home is important. We have a change in our society to we use before the pandemics, COVID, we used to work almost everyone work abroad or work at least work outside his own house. And from the pandemics, this work from home has become the rule, teleworking, I mean. So this is also about that. What changed in the way we perform the tasks? Be in relationships with others, be able to stand off, keep work organized, organization and management tips. This is very important, even if you are working outside of your house. Works environments, increase sleep periodicity. This is important, okay? Sleep and the amount of sleep you have has direct impact in the way you produce. So sleep periodicity, it's very important. Eat and feed better, take more care of your wealth is money. Take more care of your health. Diversity and the divergences of thought, dominant objectives, make great sacrifices, create new forms of power, organize your time, domain your capability, time schemes, make time schemes. It's very important in order to have time to do every task on your day. Delegate to others and captive. Know to select those tasks you want to captive and those you want to delegate. Wake up early, complete the work of others, concentrate your capacity, explore personal skills, delegate tasks, space coordination, dedicate of absolute service, this idea of service, okay? Growth levels, personally, daily health in practice at work, integrate practice with psychist, okay? So it's important to take care of your body and your mind. Practice with your children, practice in family, integration of practices, routine tests, life adapted to the wealth plan. So watch to become aware of your mission of universal service. These two final clips of The Fault is in Our Stars are eulogies. What are eulogies? When you die, it is common to make a speech. And so those speeches are prepared and they are about what we remember of that person and it was positive. And this is very much the perspective of Virgo, of an energy of being able to summarize what it is the relation, what is the base of relation. And when we are serving others, it's much more about the other, what we can do for him and what that meant for us as we serve, than what we egoistically or from an ego perspective have achieved. It's not important what we feel, it's important what we impact in the life of other. If we change in a significant way the life of other person. That is important, no matter what it was the outcome for our own agenda. The important thing is that we change the life of that person, that in a sense that person changed because we brought something new for his life, and that transformed it in a complete way. At the same time, what is a relationship basis if not this need to serve, this need to be there for the other?
Like all real love stories, ours will die with us, as it should. You know, I kind of hoped that he'd be the one eulogizing me. So there's really no one else. Um, I'm not going to talk about our love story because I can't. So instead, I'm going to talk about math. I am not a mathematician, but I do know this. There are infinite numbers between 0 and 1. There's 0.1, 0.12, 0.112, and an infinite collection of others. Of course, there is a bigger infinite set of numbers between 0 and 2, or between 0 and 1,000,000. Some infinities are simply bigger than other infinities. A writer that we used to like times. You know, I want more numbers than I'm likely to get. God, do I want more days for Augustus Brothers? But guys, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity.
Mr. Van Houten, I'm a good person, but a shitty writer. You're a shitty person, but a good writer. I think we'd make a good team. I don't want to ask you for any favors, but if you have the time, and from what I saw you have plenty, please fix this for me. It's a eulogy for Hazel. She asked me to write one, and I'm trying. I could use a little flair. See, the thing is, we all want to be remembered.
So, deepest gratitude, as I usually say, you can watch the PowerPoint show and see the context of the movies and the techniques. As for me, this is see you later. I believe that we will meet again with other techniques, and we will continue this process of workshops. And the greatest, deepest gratitude for watching me. I hope see you soon. So bye, deepest gratitude.